During this offensive, we should have more than enough supplies to beat them, and we may even be able to encircle them in some areas. The French on their own, they would have been able to defeat the Soviet Union. Now we are more capable. We probably have better technology than the French and a lot more troops. Now what happened here is we've managed to finally attack from the French positions and Polish positions. There's plenty of supplies to go around. And the Soviets are on retreat. Now that the Americans are all over the front, the Soviets are incapable of advancing any further. They obviously had enough time to build up, breathe, and reorganize, reposition, which they did, and they attacked very effectively into Hungary. However, now all those troops that went into Hungary are probably going to be surrounded in Hungary. As you can see, there's a very small gap of a few hundred kilometers, and if we close this gap, we should be able to surround and destroy all those troops. The French are probably going to descend on the northern parts there. As you can see, there are a few battles here where we are closing the front. And it looks like all those troops that bravely fought themselves into Hungary, believing that Americans are going to be defeated, have been surrounded and destroyed here once and for all. That's probably, I would say, up to 200,000 troops, or even a little bit more, have been completely wiped out, almost. There are a few here still fighting, but there's a gap of a few provinces that's holding them together. There's a lot of command units there. There was probably an entire HQ that was destroyed there. And now that we destroyed a couple of their armies, they will be unable to defend themselves. Look at that, they started the war. Oh no, they didn't. These are the Hungarian territory that the Hungarians asked and took from the Romanians. And look at that, this is one of their armies that we caught here. So this is where the troops have retreated, and probably around 300,000 troops have died there. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Yeah, they have all been defeated there. We have plenty of supplies now. Once again, we're where we were a year ago, I would say, or so. It was more of a tactical maneuver than anything. It's just that the soldiers had to walk a really long time. And now the Americans, differently than previously, not just in the south, were all over the front. This is the last pocket here. And for some reason they were not attacking it straight away, but now it has almost exactly to the man being taken care of. These troops don't have supplies there, unfortunately. Romania has been accepted into Axis. I can't believe that. But it looks like we'll have to attack Romania. And that will make our troops will take our troops to go back. And this may give the Soviet Union another chance in the south, because we won't be attacking properly. And now we're having supply issues once more. However, we're not having supply issues at the Romanian border. The Soviet Union, however, in the north, they have been completely defeated. This isn't a front, it's just scattered divisions all over the place. In the south, they have a proper line, a line that's actually pushing us back. So in the south they can fight, and the Romanians are helping the Soviets in this situation a lot, even if the Romanians are Soviet enemies too. However, they did build up a big force for themselves, and will be an enemy for at least a few months before we can go back from the southern border of Soviet Union even more south, so that's turning back to the Soviets and taking care of the Romanians there. And it looks like the Romanians were holding a firm line, and as I suspected, we are retreating in the south, but we are advancing in the north. More and more Soviet divisions show up all over the place. The French have given authority over many of its troops to Polish. So that's fine, because now this center is being defended by the French under the Polish command, but we are advancing in the north, and we're dealing with the Romanians in the south. So this would have been very tricky if the Romanians would just decide to strike us in the back. Now it looks like they are almost entirely defeated, and we will soon march north once again, northeast or east. However, the Soviets do have many these are infantry support tanks, so these are some kind of like armored trucks with some kind of a gun on it. They are especially effective in city battles where troops can be shot from windows, basements, but these vehicles, they take troops in them and they have guns to defend themselves, and so the troops can go through areas where it would be otherwise impossible to pass, such as like streets that have enemy crossfire, but the enemy does not have any kind of anti-tank weaponry. And look at that. In the north we have been stopped, it looks so. We are not advancing. Winter is soon upon us. It's relatively cold. But these troops that were fighting the Romanians should soon join the front. And we should soon be able to take the land that used to belong to the Finnish. In here I'm going to build many very powerful heavy armored divisions. I don't need these divisions but I'm going to build them just because I have to use the IC for something. Let's see how the army looks like. And it looks like we have suffered great losses. Most of our divisions are very damaged. This is an extremely bloody war. Probably we already lost nearly as much troops as we lost fighting the Nazis in just a year, and as you can see, the front is still. The Soviets stopped our advance, our French USA advance on the Soviet Union, and so we shall see who is going to prevail. Now obviously these 40 divisions, who are very capable, almost completely full, are not fighting because they still have to take care of the Bulgarians too, who do belong to the Axis. So now it was a combined force. We enforced Romanians finally, and now we just need to enforce the Bulgarians too. And in Soviet Union, it's kind of clear that it's still, the front is still, but we have been stopped. Now that the Soviets moved a little bit, we're able to take the provinces that are undefended. However, it's obvious that in the winter we won't gain much. Winter belongs to the Soviets when it comes to defense. I don't see massive Soviet concentration, but they have just enough to keep us at bay. But I'm going to reinforce soon and send additional 40 divisions from the Bulgarian border, and guess what? I'm going to continue playing, and Bulgaria is ours. Now all those divisions from Bulgaria and Romanian border will go south, north, center, and they will advance. I'm surprised that the Soviets were able to stop us, but obviously in real life they did the same thing to the Nazis too. It looks like we have increased our divisions by an extra 300,000 troops that we have lost in the struggle. I forgot to turn on reinforcement tab, so the troops are not gaining reinforcements. However, this I wouldn't be able to know otherwise just how much these battles are taking on the casualties, and they are taking the casualties quite a bit. Now surprisingly, however, we are not massive concentrations ourselves, so we are very kind of a equal to the Soviets, but I think we're superior solely because we are going to win this attrition war anyway. And the Soviets had a lot of time to prepare for this. We did attack them quite late, and then we retreated, but however we surrounded few 100,000 of the troops. It looks like Moscow is quite well defended. We were unable to move from those positions for quite some time. Now let's see how this is going to work out.